Yo, what is up, guys? It is me, RGP Studios, back with another video. And I know today's video is a bit later than usual, but it is what it is. I will just also say that tomorrow and Friday I will be taking a break from making some videos, um, because yeah, I just don't want to. So yeah, I'm gonna not record tomorrow or Friday, but I will be back on Monday. Um, Today it is actually quite a unique career mode idea. Um, I've not really I've seen people recommend stuff like this, um, but using with another method, but I've never really seen anyone actually use Bromby um, as a career mode or them recommending it. So, they do, to start off with, they do actually have a good team. Yeah, quite a good team, especially for their league, with young players such as Bischoff, who looks pretty alright, and Noah Nati, um, Philippe Bundgaard, and uh, this guy, Tahirovic. But they also do have some very good senior players as well, such as Patrick Pence in goal, Jakob Rasmussen, Nikolai Valles, Spierings, Vass, Kvitsgarden, Sebulonson. Um, so they do have quite a good team, but they also have some other players such as Thomas Mikkelsen. But maybe you could move on and sell. Um, Maybe Daniel Vass as well, because as you can see by the rest of the players, it is a very young team. But that isn't the point of that. I'm not gonna talk much longer about the team. So I know I've seen people do this recommendation, but it's a creator club. But I'm putting my own little twist on it, because Bromby, they finished, I think, sixth last season. They have a decent budget in the Danish league, and currently they sit top of the league, and are unbeaten. Don't know what I'm doing that for. Um, and the reason is you can own. Well, this isn't what they do in real life. I will just reiterate. They do not do this in real life. But I would recommend. Oh, and this is the video. Only sign players from the Scandinavian region. If you don't know what that is, you're living under a rock. Um, but that is Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. And before you mention, you can include Finland. It's only a region of Finland, so it's not the entirety of Finland. So I didn't really want to count it. Um, so yeah, there's people from Denmark, people from what am I saying? People from Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. Um, Obviously, I would strongly recommend to some Danish players because that's the league that Bromby play in. But whatever league that you choose, because I'd recommend you doing a Danish league, a Swedish league, or a Norwegian league, whether you choose a regular team from one of those leagues, or you use or you do a cricket club. Try and prioritize the that league that you're in. Like so, if you chose to be in the Swedish league, mainly go for Swedish players. Now, that's not me saying only sign Swedish players if you're in the Swedish league, but that's just saying if you're in the Danish league, don't just sign Norwegian players. You have to prioritize the league you're from, but whilst also signing one or two from the other nations. Um, so another reason I chose Bromby is they have a decent budget for the league they play in, with about 6.5 million. which is very, 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 very good. And if we go to the squad, um, they don't really have many good, like, centre back defensive options. So, despite the formation they're playing, I don't really think it suits them. As you can see by their better attacking options. Instead, I would maybe go for something like a 4-4-2. Um, so if we or a 4-2-3-1. Um, Personally, I'm going to choose to a 4-2-3-1 attack, just because I think that, well, no, 4-2-3-1 wide. Sorry, because I think that will suit the team better. Um, but yeah, I think that would make the players play like better. I think this definitely suits the team more than maybe one of the other formations does. Um, but yeah, I mean, you could play a 4-2-4 and put uh, so you have Vass and Spearings in the middle, and then Kvitsgarden on one wing, Suzuki on the other, and then no, maybe Valley's out wide, and then Suzuki and Rajovic up top. But personally, I think that leaves the midfield too exposed. So I do indeed believe that this brings a nice balance. Um, yeah, a nice little balance um, to the team. And if you're wondering who should who should like be the first player to get, or like what position should I get first? First of all, I do think we should get a new fullback because that we only have one good fullback, in my opinion. Uh, so I would suggest bringing in a new left back or right back. So if we go to Danish left backs, I guarantee there's going to be a good Danish fullback. Guarantee. So if you go to the left back, uh, now that would be interesting, but I don't think it'll be that realistic. Nicholas Dyer could be a decent shout. Casper Hosier, he looks like he would get the job done. Or Mads Pedersen. Um, Maybe Robert Skov. Or if you'd prefer to look at for a right back, again I can guarantee there's going to be one that would suit our team. I guarantee you. This guy, Mikkel Desler. Um, Now there are others that are slightly out of our price range, like Elias Jellic Christensen and Rasmus Christensen. Um, you could go for Mads Rorislev, but he is out on loan, unfortunately. Um, if you wanted him, he is out on loan, so it's therefore unavailable for you. So I I think if you choose to do Bromby like I did, I think I would probably recommend getting Mads Pedersen as your left back option. I think that would be good. So let's let's say you're now at centre back, and we've got that 73 at left back. I would then say either another centre back or a striker. So let's say you want a Danish centre back. Um, if we go centre back from Denmark, and then search, might want to go for Mads Juhl Andersen. That looks like that's going to be the only realistic one that we could get. Maybe Thomas Tierson Christensen if you've got enough money for it. Uh, yeah, there are to be honest there aren't actually as many defensive options, so you have to be smart. Maybe Asger Sorensen or Mads Beck Sorensen. Um, but yeah, I think that you'd have to be more smart of who you sign for your centre back. And maybe you don't want a Danish player, you might want a Norwegian striker. So produce some good ones like Haaland and Conrad Harder that currently plays for Sporting. So if we go to striker, um, Eric Botheim would be a good pickup. Uh, Obviously not Haaland. Dennis Johansson. He Dennis Johansson would be good because he can play out on both wings. Um, yeah, really, any one of these would be fine as long as you can afford it and it'd be an improvement. In my opinion, I don't really think Rajovic, if you do this, he's necessary. So I think you could just get rid of him because we do have um, Philip Bungard and this guy if you do need that striker. But yeah, in terms of the academy, obviously only allow players from the Scandinavian countries. So that means that you could only use Jacobson and Martin Hermansson, um, if you well, in my case. And then in terms of youth scout, Bromby, for any team, I'd say Denmark, obviously Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. So, yeah. But just to reiterate, I'm not saying that Bromby is the only option. That is just the team that I would use if I were to do this. You can use another Danish team, you can use a Norwegian team, you could use a Swedish team, you could maybe get away with Helsinki because parts of Finland are included in the Scandinavian region, and or you could do a create a club and then choose to be in one of those countries. So I'm not limiting you to do Bromby. If you choose another real team and you do follow the Scandinavian rule and you're a bit stuck on who to sign, comment below and I will give you some recommendations of who to sign and who to sell and what formation I think you should play. Just because with all the other ones, it's been quite like strict signings and strict rules. With this, it's only got a strict rule and strict signings as well, but it's not got a specific team. That's what all the other ones have, but this one doesn't. It doesn't have a specific one team. You can do it for many other leagues. There's still three leagues that you can do and a create a club. So yeah, it's a bit more free. And if you do need help, comment down below and I'll let you know where you can go from there. But that's been it for today's episode. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe if you're new or if you haven't already. Comment down below what you want to see in the future, whether it's a FIFA video or a different game completely. And I'll see you for another video very soon. Goodbye.